Hello, everyone. Welcome to the lecture series on health management. In the previous session, we discussed that the classical approach in management is divided into two subcategories. Number one, scientific management theories, and number two, general administrative theories. We also discussed the contribution of Frank and Lillian Gilbreth to scientific management theory. Another management scientist who worked in scientific management theory is Frederick W Taylor. Taylor was an American mechanical engineer and management consultant. His management theory was published in 1911 in the book The Principles of Scientific Management, where Taylor's key ideas included the four basic principles. Number one, scientific analysis and standardization of work processes. Taylor believed that each element of work should have a science to it. Work processes could be analyzed and optimized using scientific principles. He advocated breaking down tasks into individual elements and analyzing each element to identify the most efficient way of performing the task. Work processes should be standardized to ensure that each task is performed in the most efficient manner possible. Taylor used time and motion studies to analyze work processes and identify areas where time and motion could be minimized. Number two, the scientific selection of workers. Employers should select, train, and develop employees using a scientific approach. Number three, collaboration between employees and employers. He believed that management and labor had a common interest in increasing productivity, and by so doing, profits would rise to such an extent that labor and management would no longer have to fight over them. Employers should reward workers for increased productivity, rather than scolding them for every minor mistake. Number four, division of work and responsibilities. Employers should divide work and responsibilities among employees. Taylor also believed that managers should be responsible for planning work processes, while workers should be responsible for executing them, which means separation of planning and execution. He also encouraged employers to pay more productive workers at a higher rate than others, using a scientifically correct rate that would benefit both company and the worker. Thus, workers were urged to surpass their previous performance standards to earn more pay. Taylor called his plan the differential rate system. Taylor contended that the success of these principles required a complete mental revolution. He is called the father of scientific management. Now, let us discuss time and motion studies in detail. Time and motion studies are techniques used to analyze work processes, identify inefficiencies, and improve productivity. These studies involve the systematic observation, measurement, and analysis of the time required to perform specific tasks and the motions involved in performing those tasks. The primary purpose of time and motion studies is to improve work methods and eliminate unnecessary motions or time wastage. By studying the sequence of motions involved in a task, the time taken for each motion, and the overall time required to complete the task, organizations can identify opportunities for improvement and increase efficiency. The steps in conducting time and motion studies are: number one, select the task. Choose a specific task or operation that you want to study and improve. It should be representative of the work being performed and have a measurable outcome. Number two, break down the task. Analyze the task and break it down into its component steps or motions. Identify the individual actions or motions required to complete the task. Number 3, observations. Observe and record the actions and movements of the worker performing the task. Note the sequence of motions, the time taken for each motion, and any inefficiencies or delays. Number 4, time measurement. Use a stopwatch or other timing devices to measure the time taken for each motion and the overall time required to complete the task. Record the timings accurately. Number 5, analyze the data. Analyze the data collected during the observation and time measurement phase. Identify any unnecessary or wasteful motions, areas of improvement, and opportunities for time reduction. Number 6, develop improved methods. Based on the analysis, develop new and improved work methods that eliminate or minimize inefficient motions. Aim to simplify the task, reduce handling or transportation, and optimize the sequence of motions. Number 7, implementation and evaluation. Implement the new methods and evaluate their effectiveness. Monitor the impact of the changes on productivity, time savings, and quality. Make adjustments as needed and continuously seek opportunities for further improvement. Time and motion studies provide a systematic approach to improving efficiency, reducing waste, and enhancing productivity. However, it is essential to consider the human factors and worker input during the study to ensure that the resulting changes are practical and sustainable. Thus, the steps in conducting time and motion studies are: Number 1, select the task. Number 2, break down the task. Number 3, observations. Number 4, time measurement. Number 5, analyze the data. Number 6, develop improved methods. And number 7, implementation and evaluation.